What's good, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up Tennessee. Tonight, man, this is the Who is Missouri show. This is you see the title. Can this be the biggest game for Tennessee all year? Like, is this the biggest game of 2023? I have a slight feeling that it is. And it's not because of both of us being 7-2. It has nothing to do with that. But I'm going to explain to you why I think this is the biggest game for Tennessee thus far in this 23 season. You already know, man, it's the live show tonight. So the chat, let's get it fired up tonight. It's going to be a banger show. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Ruck in the building, and it's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the Who is Missouri show.
From 40, on the way, a knuckleball. He's got it!
Oh, yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up Tennessee today on this Monday, man. Hope you had a great start to your week. Man, hope you had a great day. Y'all know what to do, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification right now, man, so you never miss an episode. You never miss when we're going live. Like, you hit a bell notification, it's going to let you know, yo, Straight Up Tennessee is going live at this time on this day. Hit the bell notification right now, man. If you're listening on Apple and Spotify, check this out. You're listening to the replay of the Monday night Who is episode. Shout out to you guys over there on those platforms, everywhere that you can listen to us, man. We love it. We appreciate it. I love it. I thank you. You're listening to a crazy Vol fan just like you, who just has the courage to get behind a microphone and say some crazy things and opinions and things that people may not ever disagree or maybe agree with. But we built the courage up to do this thing, and we're going to keep doing it. And so, man, it's going to be a great show. Who is Missouri, man? We got a lot to kind of discuss about that specifically. I think, you know, when you look at the Missouri Tigers, you see something special. You see a team who is tough, man. But at the same time, I still just feel really good about this game for Tennessee. Y'all gonna be happy because I'm happy right now because I got a special guest. How can a co-host be a special guest? But he a special guest. It's the boy Turn in the building. What's up, my dude?
What is up, my guy?
Good to see you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I ain't even talked to you today, bro. It was one of them days. Just
I
one
know,
of them
bro.
days.
Try to call, the man sends me the voicemail.
I did. I didn't even answer. I just was like, man, I can't even get to this, bro. All these emails. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of working. Can somebody help me and not have to do this? But y'all already know what it is, man. Let's see what's going on in the chat. What's up, Lil Clout? Was thrilled to see D out there this past Saturday. He's going to make big plays. It was cool. Like, you started to see, okay, of course, bro, it was UConn. Let's just get it out there. It was UConn. But to see him taking actual game snaps at receiver makes you think there's some things that they're working to get him the football on the offensive side of the ball. So excited about that.
You can see it with like the first play to him, just a little jet sweep.
Yeah, just let him get him in space. Let him do his thing. Go Vols deep. What's up, my guy? Basketball's doing work, bro. They are. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got them up right now on another tab, watching it live. 67-30 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left. I'm gonna say this right now, bro. Dalton Connect is really like that. Like, I knew he was good, you know, seeing him play in Michigan State and seeing what he did against Lenore Ryan, 2 exhibition games, one of them being against the top 4 team in the country, Michigan State. And then he just keeps doing it. Like he has the most quiet 20-point games ever. But he's a hooper, bro. This team is so deep. Like the announcers just said something about this. Literally, before the show started, before we started the show, the announcer said the other coach is probably wondering when Tennessee is going to put in the backups, but they do have the backups in, but they're just all really good.
That's so facts, though.
Like, bro, that's the issue with this team. They're so deep. So, Lil Clout says Nico going to be a Bryce Young 2.0, probably better. Listen, I'm not. Everybody is on. Bro, he's going to be amazing. I can't get to that level yet, bro. Bryce Young was like, I'm not on that level yet. I can't get there yet. I can't get too high because I was too high on a guy that everybody hates now, and his name is Jarrett Guarantano. I was way too excited about him. He was the number 2 dual threat guy in 2017. Everybody's like, oh, bro, dude, and he from Jersey? Yeah, you know they blah, blah, blah. He was trash.
Man,
so,
I think a lot of that had to do with coaching, too.
Maybe. He was trash, and I hate to say that, but he was trash. And
he could throw it a mile, though.
He could. And you can see games, bro. Jarrett Guarantano had a couple 400-yard games. Joe Milton hasn't done that. So it's
you might have talked about this last night, but I'm going to go ahead and applaud Josh Dobbs because
Dobbs went crazy, man.
He is the man.
Dog. This man didn't even have a snap cadence with the center, bro. They working on it before the game, and this man goes out and beats number 3 defense in the dang NFL. That's crazy.
Dobbs is so crazy with his legs, bro.
Dude,
he's hard to bring down too. Like NFL, like linebackers and everything, just like bouncing off of him.
Like they can't. That's what I'm saying. Like the escapability, the balance. It shows you like how strong he actually is. You know what I mean? Like, because he really is not that big of a guy, or he doesn't look it at least, but definitely cut up, and his legs and his balance is undeniable. So let's see. But Lil Clout, if I wanted to be hype, I can't agree that brighter than Bryce Young. Like that's out there. But he's gonna be nice. I can promise you that. He has some things to clean up. Oh, for sure, Young. Also, what even is a tiger? I know what a tiger is. Yeah, nobody cares about them. And then he says Dobbs got that dog in him. He does, bro. He does. He does. And it was fun to see. It was fun. He's a winner, bro. He wants to win, and it was really cool watching him, really get out there with a team. He probably don't even know his receivers' names, bro. But he hit them for big time touchdowns late in the game. Like, did you see
that post game interview about it?
I don't think so.
They asked him like, "Hey, did you even know the names of your receivers?" He said, "That's for next week." Bro, he didn't take a single snap with any of them dudes, bro.
How did they start him? You start to question that.
He got there Tuesday.
Yeah. He probably got Tuesday, and they just put him in the film room for plays, and was like,
"Well, he didn't even plan to play. Like they started the BYU quarterback."
Mm-hmm.
And he got a concussion first quarter.
See, so I didn't even know all that.
Yeah, Dobbs was in the film room learning the playbook all week. He didn't practice. He didn't throw a single football.
Yeah.
That week.
And then
he goes out there and does that. Hadn't thrown a single pass to any receivers, bro.
It shows you. The dude is like that. So. Oh, man, y'all, who is Missouri, man? This is a big, big week, y'all. Like, this is I put it in the title because it's very true. It's like I said, could this be? This is the biggest game for Tennessee. And you know in the intro when I said I'm going to tell you why I think that. Before we even dive into who Missouri is, what they bring a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the football. Defensively, they really aren't, in my opinion, world beaters. Yes, they got to the quarterback against Georgia a little bit. But I think they just play Georgia tough. I think that's just one of those games, Florida has our number. Missouri plays Georgia well. They lose, but they play them extremely well every single time they do. Here's why I think that this is the biggest game for Tennessee. I told you, it has nothing to do with us, both of us being 7-2. It has nothing to do with that. This is the biggest game for Tennessee because you have now been placed in an opportunity, like you've been placed in a position, Tennessee, to go on the road again for the second time in 3 weeks and knock off another team who is peaking. What I mean is the world believes Missouri is currently better than you. They were number 12 in the college football playoff rollout the first week. Now, obviously, tomorrow that's going to change. But people believe that this Missouri Tigers team is better than you. This is a pride thing. Tennessee opens up a 1.5-point favorite, but it still just didn't feel like it was like, it's because it's Tennessee and typically they beat Missouri. You know what I'm saying? And so this is the biggest game because Tennessee has a lot at stake here still. I think Tennessee still has an opportunity until Ole Miss loses to Georgia. Tennessee has an opportunity to get into the East. But even past that, man, you win this game, you lose to Georgia, you do something that no Tennessee team has done since 2006, man. That is win 10 games in back-to-back years for the first time in 17 years. That is why this is the biggest game. It's not about the SEC championship. As much as we want it to be, it's really not. It's more about the trajectory of the program. Where are we heading? What is Josh Heupel doing? We know that he's the guy. But if he can go out and do something that's not been done in almost 2 decades, that is going to prove not only does he need this job, but we need to figure out a way to keep him in this job. That is why this game is the biggest game for me, 100%.
Facts, and I'm just going to hop right here into the chat. I 100% agree with you, Adrian, 1,000%. I think defensive tackles are more important than our outside guys.
100%. They got to beef that thing up, man.
And I think we're kind of seeing that. Like our outside guys are strong. I'm not saying Big O can't get there, Bryson Easton. I'm not saying that they can't get there. They're not getting there. But like, most of our sacks, they're coming from that. They're coming from James Pierce, Tyler Barron, like off the edge, right?
Or a twist or something like that.
Or a twist, yeah. I think like, oh gosh, coming off the sides like that, I think teams are starting just to, instead of trying to block us, they're just pushing us out of the play.
Yeah,
like pushing us farther and farther.
Or, in Bama's case, headlocking us out of the play.
God almighty, yeah.
Speaking of, how did Dallas Turner not get ejected for that? That hit was nasty, bro, on Daniels. Nasty.
He drove him to the ground. I don't know. That was
nasty, bro.
I don't know how that was not a penalty, but
that was nasty. Anyways, but I agree. I agree with both of you. I agree with Adrian. I agree with Turn. Like, this is a game for the defensive tackles. They got an opportunity, bro. We have an opportunity to prove that we are not just dominant against bad teams. Like, everybody's so high on Missouri. Let's go show that we really still like that. And yes, for a Tennessee team that hasn't been as explosive, hasn't been putting up the numbers of the number one offense in the country like we did in 22, we still nice. And there's still opportunities for this team to prove it. And Saturday, what an opportunity for this team, bro.
Facts. And I'm little clout right here says got to stop the pass game. Man, I can't remember who I was listening to. I think it was the VolQuest guys today. Missouri is a very balanced football team.
Very much like us.
They run the football and they pass the football. They're 50-50. I mean, Schrader's the number one rushing leader in the SEC right now, correct?
He is. Yep. 916 yards.
Yeah, and I think Brent Hubbs said it great in the Rocky Top Rewind. He was like, this Missouri team is going to get chunk plays. Like, it's going to happen. Like, they're going to get those chunk plays. But we've got to do our thing in the red zone and not let them get in the end zones. When their chunk can't – here's what he said. And I was like, yes, their chunk plays can't be touchdowns.
Let it be in the field. That's cool.
Yeah, they just cannot be touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, you watched the Georgia game, their first drive. It really wasn't a lot of chunk plays until the play where they put Luther Burden in the slot. They motioned the tight end, eye candy. Tight end didn't even run a route. Luther Burden runs a wheel route, beats a corner on Georgia, touchdown. So
Mhm.
but when I watch the rest of the game, watching Missouri, all they run is wheel routes and comebacks, back
Yeah.
shoulder comebacks and wheels. Like that is their chunk plays. Like it's no nines. Like I'm not seeing just a straight 9 tutty. Like it's a wheel. It's not even a deep post. It's comeback, back shoulder throws, a lot of that. But since you started talking about the offense, obviously, if everybody hasn't got the opportunity to watch them, Missouri's been great. Brady Cook, who's a junior now, last year we saw flashes of the kid being very, very special. I think we saw flashes when they played us. He had great first half. And then we just kind of figured that thing out and slowed him down and got an opportunity to blow him out. But Brady Cook's playing great football right now. I think he's 4th in the league with 2,471 passing yards. He's completing 67% of those throws, and he's also averaging 274 yards a game. He's thrown 16 tutties, and he's thrown actually 5 interceptions right now, as it looks. He's also ran the football this year for 304 yards, and he has 5 touchdowns in the run game. Last year, he ran for 106 on us. Yeah. So something to look forward to. He is very accurate with the ball. Like watching him throw the football, it's very accurate. I think in the middle third of the field, once you get to about 25-ish, 30 yards, he's a little less accurate, but anything like 30 plus down the sideline, he likes down the sideline throws to where he can let his guys go and make a play. Again, back shoulder, wheel routes, things like that. From watching them and scouting them myself, those are the things I say. His highest percentage throw is a back shoulder throw. Mm-hmm. Like it's bread every time. And typically that ball is actually not going to who their best receiver is, who is Luther Burden. It is going to Theo Weiss. Those back shoulder throws. Theo Weiss is the Oklahoma transfer who landed at Missouri in the offseason, and that's what he needed, I think, for his career. And he has been balling out. But the story for Missouri is Cody Schrader and Luther Burden, man. Like those two cats alone are what keeps Missouri afloat. Schrader, again, like we said, leading the league in rushing, but Luther Burden almost has 1,000 yards. He's got 64 catches for 958 yards, seven touchdowns. I mean, he's a boy. He's going to the league, period. Like he is a first rounder.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, Schrader is too. I mean, he's got 10 touchdowns on the year, bro. They're going, and you see it against Georgia, man. If Missouri gets in the red zone, they're going to feed Schrader the ball.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Kind of crazy that he was a D2 running back last year.
No, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. He was there. He was at Missouri last year. Didn't really explode. Was getting used to the Division I game. But yeah, 2 years ago, he was playing D2 football. Missouri on the defensive side of the football. Here is where, last year everybody raved about how good they were defensively. And this year, they kind of took a step back. They allowing 24 points a game right now. They're 8th in the SEC with 343 yards of total offense. They're allowing that. 6th in the SEC, allowing 229 yards in the air. 9th in the SEC, allowing 114 yards on the ground. I'm just going to tell you this. This is Tennessee's going to run the ball. And
it's going to happen.
Here's my thing, man. With Tennessee, the way we run the ball, it has to make defenses exhausted because you literally got 3 guys who are splitting 30 carries. And Jalen Wright gets 100 yards on 8 touches every game.
Man,
every game.
Can you imagine? I think I was talking to Matthew, one of my buddies, about this. Can you imagine if Jay Wright is our primary back and he's getting, 20, 25 touches a game?
He'd have 200 a game, probably.
I mean, he would be in the Heisman race right now. I mean, just being honest.
He probably would. He literally would probably have 200 yards a game. Legit.
Easy, because you add up our running backs. I mean, I mean, we averaged 237 on the ground or 230.
Think about that for a second. If he had 200 on the ground every game and he played 9 games, he'd have 1,800 yards right now.
Yeah, you win it. You're gonna probably win Heisman, dog.
Yeah, you getting that. Yeah, you're getting that. Man, let's talk real quick before we go and hop in the chat, man. And in the chat, y'all gonna drive the rest of the show. We're gonna go where y'all go. Y'all gonna drive the rest of the show tonight. But let's talk a little bit about Missouri's defense. Defensively, like I told you, they do bring back Tyrone Hopper, who was that middle linebacker who played well against us last year. I think he is number 8. I can remember him making some plays on Hendon Hooker in the backfield, out there in space a little bit. So he's a really good linebacker. But I think the story of their defense right now is Chris Abrams-Drain, who is definitely a top 3 rounder NFL pick in this year's draft coming up. He can play, man. He is very, very good. And I think Tennessee and Joe Milton have an opportunity to pick them apart a little bit, but they still got Joseph Charleston. But Chris Abrams-Drain is the guy I think that we kind of need to stay away from. And then also, man, Missouri has a great kicker, Harrison Mevis, man. He hit the game winner against Kansas State early in the year, 62 yards. So if it comes down to a field goal and it's less than 60, you got to feel good if you're Missouri, and you got to feel bad if you're us. But I think that this game is going to be how can Joe continue to stack games? What did I say, bro? I've said this almost a month now. We're almost to the month. After the Missouri game, it will be 4 straight games of stacking games. The Alabama game was the beginning. Then you play Kentucky and you play well. You play UConn Saturday, you had a great game. You threw the ball 14 times. You only missed 3 of them. You threw for 250. That's a good day. Now, what do you do against a really good defensive back room in Missouri? And how can you continue to stack games before the 3:30 showdown back home next weekend against Georgia? That is what is the key for me with Joe Milton and the offense being successful.
Yeah, man. And I think too, man, I think you can tell that I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's just working and throwing to him all the time, but Joe and the receivers are finally starting to get that connection.
They clicking.
Yeah, they're finally clicking. You know, gods took 8 games, 9 games, but whatever. I mean, it's home stretch right now. Right now is what matters.
You know what they say a lot of things about, like, what a good quarterback does is they throw you open. Mm-hmm. And that's what Joe's been doing. The slant route, it was wide open, but if that's not in front of Squirrel like it was, he probably gets tackled by that safety that was behind him.
Oh, I think it was Brent Hubbs. Brent Hubbs said it in the Rocky Top Rewind. He was like, the Joe Milton that we seen earlier in the year, that 61-yard touchdown by Squirrel, it's a 16, 17-yard game because Joe's probably, I mean, it's still probably a first down, but he's threw it behind him or not let him, and he's had to slow down. He's got tackled.
Yep.
Same one with Dante Thornton, bro. That was a dot.
Yeah, yes, great play. Dante's coming across on the outside, comes in about an 8-yard slant that he ended up taking for 22. And it's like, you're starting to see what he's about. And it's like, okay, I said, mark my words, Dante Thornton gets his first touchdown this Saturday. I'm telling you, he's gonna get it. He's been cooking the last 2 weeks, and now it's time for him to get a tutty. So this is a big game, y'all, man. Let's go back up in the chat, man. We got a lot of things to go through here. Let's start right here with the boy Adrian. He says, you're Joe Milton about to have his best game Saturday because Squirrel White and Chaz going to go off. You know, Chaz kind of disappeared after that Kentucky game. It felt like he caught one pass, and then it was like, I ain't seen him for real since.
It's because they put Dante starting now outside.
Yep. Go Vols Deep says the pressures on Georgia this past weekend. Gonna have a game day there. Can't wait to see what happens this weekend. Oh, the pressures on Georgia this weekend. Gonna have a game day there. Can't wait to see what happens this weekend. Not giving Ole Miss a chance. Watch it, man. Ole Miss, the last defensive quarterback. The last defensive coordinator to beat Kirby Smart is right there at Ole Miss. That's all I got to say.
Man,
that's all I got to say. Pete Golding is the last guy to do it, and he's there. So they can do it. Go Vols Deep also says, then Missouri was coming off a bye week and still couldn't get it done. Very true. Very true. We beat Kentucky that way too, you know. So Kentucky's coming off a bye week, had 2 weeks to prepare, and it didn't matter. Lil Clout says linebackers and defensive backs will be the key impactors against Missouri. You know, Turn, let me ask you this. I want to sit right here for a second. I talked about this yesterday, but I was very displeased with the linebacker play against UConn. I felt like in coverage, everybody except Aaron Beasley was lost. And I said, you know, and Dylan, the boy Dylan Elam, shout out to Dylan being a member of the channel for almost 3 months now. Shout out to you, bro. But we got into a conversation about this on the show last night, and he brought up a great point. He said, you know, we got to remind ourselves that these guys are legitimately freshmen. And Aaron Beasley has been playing in the same role with Josh Heupel all of these years. And the gap, though, I just noticed the gap was vastly wide for some reason against UConn.
I know he didn't play last week, but, man, Arion Carter looks just so lost in coverage all the time. All the time. He just looks so lost. And, I mean, they're young, man. I really like T-Lander.
Yeah, he feels a hole, brother.
Man, I love T-Lander. Maybe not in the passing game, but run game for sure.
That's why I'm saying it's like, what can we – like, this is great experience for these guys because they're going to play Saturday too at Missouri.
And I think what we run into, like, it, you know, Beasley by far is our best pass rushing blitzing linebacker, but we can't blitz him that much because the guys beside him really can't play coverage. So he's having to play coverage. And
that's why you're not seeing Aaron Beasley have a lot of sacks this year, right? You know, last year you had Jeremy Banks who was there with him. You trust Jeremy Banks to stay there and play some coverage, right? The Virginia game, Aaron Beasley had 1-2 sacks. Keenan Peely was right there to play coverage. You know, and, you know, somebody brought up this last night and said, bro, what happens when Peely gets back, if he gets back? Man.
I know Brock Bowers ain't going to be back for that Georgia game. I'm not looking – I mean, I'm not whatever, but they said they said the other day that he might be back for postseason.
Yeah. That's not bro, we've seen the surgery. So we saw it with Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman got hurt game 3. He didn't play again till game 9, Kentucky. Game 8, I guess that's what it was. And he really shouldn't have played then, to be honest, because we had a bye week in between. So he really had 6 weeks there to prepare for that Kentucky game, and he played. Yeah. So heading back into the chat, Lil Clout says, front 7 got to give that pressure to cause those guys to hurry up play. Yeah. I think the more pressure that we can get on Cook, the more liable he is to making a mistake. He did it against Georgia. A lot of guys getting up on him, getting in his face, and he will take sacks. He will take sacks. If you get there and there's 2 guys, he's not even going to try to break out of it, man. He's just going to fall because he don't want to get tackled. And so he will take sacks, you know. A Lil Clout also says, I see us stopping the run game easily. Yeah. We've done it all year. So nothing. I don't care about Cody Schrader. Like, Ray Davis was that guy, and he had 42 yards rushing on us. And this doesn't scare me or faze me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you 100%. And I mean, you can sit there and say that Alabama running back had over 100 yards, but man, he almost had 30 touches.
Yeah, and he had 1 gash play. So that really lifted his stats a lot. But also, like you said, 30 touches. I mean, he ran the ball basically the entire second half. Went up.
Yeah.
So Go Vols Deep then says, did y'all know the last time we won a 3:30 CBS game on the road was in 2016 against Georgia? That was the Hail Mary to Jawan Jennings, I believe. Kind of crazy to think we're about due. It's been 7 years. Lucky number 7. Come on, Joe Millie. Lil Cloud says Heupel been known to put 60 plus on Missouri. That's true. He's going back home, basically. You know, I said this yesterday, but man, like when Josh Heupel had Drew Lock at Missouri, bro, they were nice, bro. And so he knows a lot about that stadium, a lot about that fan base, a lot about the culture. Obviously, Drinkwitz is there now, but yeah, he plays with a chip on his shoulder when he's going down there. Lil Clout then says, if Joe and the receivers keep the momentum from the last 2 games, this game could be a blowout. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't see a blowout. I really don't. But oh god, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know. I think I
have a crazy early score prediction that I'm gonna say literally in like 5 minutes as we wrap the show up. But yeah, and I feel really confident about it, but it's weird. It's strange to me for sure. I think that Joe and the receivers have to keep that up for sure. But I think this is honestly a game for the running backs. I really, really do. I think if the running backs can continue to get 200, 250, we not gonna lose. I can promise you that. Like
that's what I was about to say. And you're starting to see it now later in the season.
Yes.
That we're running the football so good that teams and it's just like Bama. Teams are gonna make Joe Milton beat us in the air.
Yeah.
Or beat them in the air. And
yep.
I mean, you prepare for the run, and then when you bring guys in the box, we have so much success in the run that when they bring more guys down in the box, that's why we're getting these more open dudes.
Exactly. Because the run has to be respected. And the biggest reason it has to be respected is because of what Joe has put on film the last 4 weeks.
Those QB powers, him just taking off. Because, man, if they have to put somebody on a spy,
that's one less guy to worry about.
Yes.
That's one. And Joe can make that throw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we know he can.
Hey, I don't know if you talked about this, bro. We ain't seen this all year. It might have been first series, second series. I was like, oh, we ain't seen that this year. You see the RPO?
Was it the dump pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's running and then he reads the backer. And
yeah.
Boop. I'm like, ooh.
I saw the RPO. We saw the tight end dump. We saw the tight end little. We seen that.
That was Nico, right?
I love it. Joe had it too. Joe ran one and Nico had him one too.
I'm telling you, starting to get a little more out of the playbook, man.
We need it. Adrian says here, he says that the 2023 Tennessee reminds him of the 2022 LSU team. In what way? Unpack that. Lil Clap 300 says Thornton getting that TD. Absolutely. I really think so. Go Vols Deep then says what I would love to see is we put Jordan Thomas in Herring's place on obvious pass downs and spy the quarterback. That's not a bad idea. A lot of times in the NFL, you'll see a free safety or strong safety come in the box and play like a coverage from a linebacker position. Now, you don't see that a lot in the collegiate game, but you do see it a ton in the NFL. And prime example is Minkah Fitzpatrick. He will come down in the box for the Steelers. You'll see sometimes Landon Collins. He used to come down in the box. He played strong safety. And it's like, you do want to see some of that. That could be a good thing. But obviously, if we haven't seen it yet, not to hold it out, it could happen. But I don't know. But that would be great. And Jordan Thomas has been playing great with the minutes he's been getting.
Yeah, so is Ricky Gibson. I think you're going to start seeing more Ricky Gibson.
Ricky's going to be good, man. Ricky's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Ricky's going to be good. Oh, bro, it's a massive game. And y'all know how we handle these Monday shows, man. So we got to give an early score prediction. It is so early in the week, but we always give an early Monday, how we feeling score prediction. And I'm going to let Turn think about it for a second. I'm going to give you mine. I've been thinking about this for a lot. I asked my wife, I said, what you think? She gave me a score that I did not like at all. And I'll just say it. She said Missouri 31, Tennessee 14. She said, I just don't feel good about this game. Like, after seeing how well they played Georgia, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I don't like that at all. Because I was going to take her score and it'd be mine, but I ain't taking that one. But here's what I think. I think when you still look at paper and you look position to position, position to position, coach to coach, scheme to scheme, Tennessee is better. Tennessee's the better team. More depth, more good depth. I talked about this last night. You saw what happened to Missouri against Georgia. That depth started weighing on them. When you can pull out another corner and they still eating up your guys. When you pull out another running back and they still killing you. When they pull in another defensive tackle and they still blowing up your front line and you still got the same people in, that's what we dealt with all 2021 as Vol fans. We were good, but we had zero depth, and that's where Missouri still is. I think this is the first time that you see Tennessee look like what we've looked like the last 2 years. You saw a glimpse last week against UConn, and I think this is the second time in a row. You get Joe Milton. This is his fourth stacked game. I think it's a shootout. I think the line's at 59.5 right now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Vols, bro. I'm going to take the Vols 45-41. I think it's a shootout, bro. I think it's a shootout, and I think it's one of those where Tennessee might be up 2 tutties, but that fourth quarter, that defense got to play a little harder because we just couldn't get it in the end zone. We had 45, like in the fourth. It's like 45-30. You know what I'm saying? And Missouri puts points up in the fourth, and it makes us a little nervous. But I think we win 45-41. That is my score for the entire week.
Entire week. It ain't changing.
I'm not changing it. Not right now. I don't think I'm changing. So that's really what I feel.
Man, this is tough. I think it's going to be a heck of a game. I think it's going to be the closest game we've had all year by far.
Oh yeah,
by far.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be high scoring too. I really do. I'm gonna say 41-40. I mean, I think it's a close. I think it's one of them. I do, and I pray to God that we run the clock out. I pray to God we have the ball last.
Run.
And just run, just like we did on Kentucky at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because my goodness, if Missouri gets the ball with a minute left,
I can turn the game off.
And even if they're down, even if we're up by like 3, man, their kicker can kick a 62-yarder. And we all know what Tennessee does when we freaking plays like prevent zone. They just get 15 yards, 12
every
yards,
time.
15. Like
every
they just
time.
Yeah. 41-40. That'll change, but I'm gonna go 41-40 right now.
41-40. Vols, y'all. I see the score predictions, man. We're gonna drop them. We're gonna show everybody right now. Go ahead and be thinking about this when the episode ends. Go back on the channel, comment some pump the gas or hit the brakes questions for Wednesday's show. It's the midweek chat, man. We're gonna go pump the gas or hit the brakes, then talk a little bit more, man. We're gonna just keep chopping it up because this is a big week. But here we go with score predictions right now. Lil Clout says Vols 35, Tigers 31. I like that. Plus 10 on each of those, and that's my score. So Adrian 35-21. I like that too. I could see that. I really could.
Yeah, I could too.
Got to get the tempo going is what Go Vols Deep says. And then he also says that it will be 42-30 Vols. I like it. 42-30 Tennessee. I like it, man. I like it.
I will. I bet one thing that is not going to change in the score prediction is I think we get to 40. I think we're in the 40s.
Yeah. I think it's been clicking too much recently. Mm-hmm. You had 33, 59. You can't go backwards. You're just going to keep getting better. And then offense is starting to click. Yeah,
I mean, if it all depends though too at the same time because I say we're in the 40s, but like if it's one of those games where we get up 2 possessions early, like we get up 14 points early, our whole offense changes. I mean, we try to run the ball, eat a little bit of the clock, but if it's like you're saying, and it's a shootout, like one team scores, next team scores, then we might be in the 50s. God, I hope not. I hope it's not one of them games.
What are we going to see on Saturday from Tennessee and Missouri? 3:30 kick, 2:30 local time kick, which is what time I'm on. Now, Turn, you're going to see. Missouri's on the same time as me, about 4:45. You're going to be like, hey, why is it getting dark?
Your boy was pissed today at about 3 o'clock. I see the sun start coming down. I'm like, man, I look at my watch. I'm like, man, I'm late today. Like I'm working late, and it's 3 o'clock. I'm like, God, it feels like it's about 5:30.
It's an adjustment, bro. Because I'm literally like right now in this moment, I could, as soon as this show is over, I might go lay down. That's how tired I am. So
1000%. Because I feel like I got home when it was dark.
Bro, you wake up, it's bright AF, and you go to sleep. Sleep. It's dark. It's dark before you even eat dinner, bro.
It was. I ate dinner in the dark.
What's going to happen Saturday, man? We're going to keep the conversation rolling this week. Thank y'all for tapping in with us. Orange Blood, my guy, see you tonight, dude. You was tapped in last night. Good to see you tonight, man. He says 38-17 Vols. I like it, man. I like it. So we'll be back on Wednesday, man. Going to be a banger show. Can't wait. Cannot wait to chop it up on Wednesday's midweek chat. Until then, y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss Wednesday or Friday's show. And y'all already know what it is, man. For my guy Turn, it's your boy Ruck in the building, and it's straight up Tennessee. Baby, we'll see you on Wednesday for the midweek chat.